guys, your girl Key, and I'm back with another video, and today we're talking about Monday Night Raw. This episode of Monday Night Raw was pretty solid. They added some new matches for, well, they only added one match for Backlash, but that card is shaping up to be pretty nice. I won't even lie to you. It was looking scary at first when the first few matches was Gunther versus Pat McAfee and the Jey Uso versus Logan Paul match. Although I know that the Jey Uso match is going to be good, it's just Logan Paul. I'm just glad that's not his first offense. I feel as though low-key Triple H was hearing people saying, like, why is that his first offense? And he did what needed to be done. Told him to show it was Jey Uso, our World Heavyweight Champion, which I was very excited for him because by the time he opened up the show, it's about time. You're our World Heavyweight Champion, you're not opening up the show? What's going on here? What are we doing? He opened up the show and then was disrespectfully interrupted by Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman coming out and, like, why are you coming out to Jey Uso thinking everything's gonna be sweet? Now, after all the pleasantries was, going back and forth, exchanged, and I think that Paul Heyman, his reasonings for it had to be it was more of a reasoning to get out of getting booed, which is like you're gonna still get booed. And as a slimy businessman that he is, he wanted people to see his point of view, and I'm sure a lot of y'all did see his point of view. All I would have to say is a bunch of whoop-blah, because CM Punk did what everybody thought he was gonna do. You knew that CM Punk didn't like Roman Reigns, so you knew that whatever favor it was not going to help Roman Reigns. It was going to be the benefit of Roman Reigns. You knew that when you accepted favor, because I seen that coming. If you didn't see that coming and you're his best friend, all right, you're lying. You're lying. You just wanted to open. You just wanted an excuse. And that's all Paul Heyman was basically talking about, excuses. Talking about how Roman left him, all that stuff after losing the title. But he made it seem as if he saw Roman as a weaker man after he lost that title anyway. So I think he was just waiting for a perfect moment to leave Roman, to go to a bigger fish, which he didn't really do. But you know what I'm saying? He couldn't get to John Cena. He couldn't get to Cody Rhodes. So, you gotta settle for less. And the only one who's going to consistently be on the show is Seth Rollins. But the whole conversation of Paul Heyman being justified for betraying Roman Reigns because Roman left him, it falls short because everybody and their mother knew that Roman was not coming back after he lost that title. Everybody and their mama knew. Everybody. And if I saw that coming, as a wise man, you should have saw that coming. You could have played the game. You could have said, hey, Solo, I do acknowledge you. You could have played that game. You didn't want to play the game. You could have left when you saw what type of timing Solo was on. So Paul gets nothing from me. He gets nada because I see right through him. I see right through the man that he is. There's nothing he could say. You are a clown. You just want to work for the hypocrite, plain and simple. But the way that he was able to get Jey Uso to give Seth Rollins a match, I'm going to need that to never happen again. There's no way in heck a World Heavyweight Champion, basically the leader of the show, is getting played and say, hey, Seth Rollins is getting that opportunity. No, I'll tell him to take his behind to the back of the line. I don't care if you beat those bums. I don't care. I don't care. Back of the line. All I gotta deal with Logan Paul, yeah, back of the line. You gotta do a match like everybody else do. Because last time I checked, Seth Rollins didn't go against Gunther. Seth Rollins was not being in the talks to go against Gunther. No, he was worried about CM Punk. So, back of the line. That's what I would have did. And as champion, bro he was gullible. And if it would have ended terrible for him, he would have been a global fool. And I like Jey. That's just me saying it because I like Jey. I'm not saying it because I don't like Jey. So, no, I like him. But bro was looking like a global fool. So next time, lock in, brother. Lock in. After that, we had our first match tonight, which was Penta versus JD McDonough. JD McDonough coming back from such a crazy injury and being as sharp as ever. Like, I hate to give the man his 10s, but he deserves his 10s because he did really well. As I've said, Penta has been going very well with the Judgment Day members, and we now have a match at Backlash with Dominic Mysterio and Penta because Penta beats JD McDonough. No matter how much the Judgment Day was trying to play and prevent that, he still won. And not only did the Judgment Day try to prevent that, Chad Gable tried to prevent that. El Grande Americano tried to prevent that. I will say this once, and I'll say this. I'll probably will say this again. It is a darn shame that Chad Gable has to do the stupid gimmick to get far. That man won a speed title on Cinco de Mayo. I mean, technically, he's going to win it on Wednesday, but we know what's going to happen. Everything was terrible. Austin Theory was set up by Grayson Waller to go against Sheamus. It's about time. Theory just needs to leave that man. Theory needs to leave Grayson Waller because he had no chance against Sheamus, and Waller knew he had no chance against Sheamus, so he gave it to Theory. Like, I'm glad to see Sheamus back. I will say that. I'm glad that Sheamus is back, and that man, he works on his own style, and I respect that. I respect it. It's something. There was something missing with Sheamus being gone. Like, that type of hard-hitting stuff that you really only see from a few wrestlers was needed on Raw. My man needs to get treated better. Theory needs to be treated better. AJ Styles, he went into the Judgment Day's hideout because of by directions by R-Truth, which I miss R-Truth. I miss R-Truth in the Judgment Day days. That was funny. But AJ Styles is giving Dom a warning, which I will be excited to see that match. Of course, he had to go after Logan Paul. Not Logan Paul. Of course, he has to go after Penta, which although I know Penta with a title to be cool, but we're on Dominic's time. It's Dominic's time, and after that, Penta can have his time. I want to see that AJ Styles and Dominic Mysterio match. I do. Next week, we're getting AJ Styles versus Finn Balor, though. That is to be interesting, and I'll see that one being a great one. Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch. This had to be one of my favorite segments of the night, if not my favorite segment, because we are seeing a different side of Lyra. We're seeing the side that I've always wanted, and the side that I told you guys. All she needed was something to make us know more, learn more about who she is besides her wrestling, because she already has us hooked with her wrestling. We just needed that promo. We needed that storyline, and here we have it. Becky Lynch coming out and basically saying, "Why are y'all bullying me? I did the right thing." No, you didn't, girl. I was thinking about Bailey. I was thinking about Bailey, okay? I was. Just because you came out don't mean I wasn't thinking about Bailey. I was thinking about Bailey the whole time. I was like, dang, they did it for you? Golly. You instead of Bailey? I miss Bailey. That's what I was thinking, because Bailey and Lyra have great chemistry. They truly do. But Becky Lynch saying that Sports Illustrated said she's the greatest of all time. Be so for real. And not to be funny, tell me who the greatest of all time women wise to y'all. Because Sports Illustrated was... I like Becky, though, to a certain extent. But Lyra, not backing down from that. Lyra saying that, hey, I got here on my own. Don't care what you say. You may have broke down glass ceilings, and I'm making history on my own. Lyra is somebody that I am just so excited to see her career going forward. And with the talks of retirements coming from my favorite wrestler, it's important for them to at least give these newer wrestlers a starting point, because we still want to see the vets, and we still want to see the vets on a high level, but those new and up-and-comer wrestlers, we need to get to know them a lot more. So after the fact, when they do go away for a little bit for their retirement, because y'all know wrestlers don't retire, we have something set here, and there isn't just a we're not being awkward because we barely know these folks. So Lyra Valkyria is my girl. She's my girl, and I'm sticking to that. Same thing with seeing Roxanne on the main roster. It's pretty cool to see her. I wish they would have been like more adamant and saying, yeah, they're from NXT. They're now on Raw, instead of saying they're from NXT, because we know what's gonna happen. We know what's happening right now. Maybe it's just so we can still see them on NXT as well, possibly. But Roxanne has been doing she has had a great showing with Io Sky and even with Rhea Ripley. I'm gonna say this one though. Julia, take out the braids. It don't look well. It don't look good on her. It don't look good on her. But Io Sky and Roxanne Perez was a great match. Io Sky really, I don't know what it is now with this reign. Of course she's always been great. Of course she's always been the genius of the sky, but it's something that has maybe inspired her too. Like, it's a different energy. Maybe it's the crowds, maybe it's just something in her. I don't know what it is, but it's a different energy, and I love that match. It was a great match. I'll be honest, I thought Roxanne was gonna take it. I thought she was gonna take it. I'm glad somebody got pinned though. I'm glad somebody got pinned. Next week, we're going to have a tag team match between Julia and Roxanne versus Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. So I'm very intrigued to see how that's going, because y'all know how Io Sky and Rhea are at the very moment. Rusev versus Otis. There is a place for beefy men. There is a place for meaty men in wrestling. And I don't want them to ever forget that, because this one, it was very entertaining. It was a moment where you're able to see Otis outside of the goofy character, like that type of gagging character, into something serious, because I am so sorry. Otis needed that. Otis needs to be taken seriously, and Gunther and Rusev are kind of doing that for him. I don't know who else they're going to throw at Otis, but I'm loving it. I am. It was a moment for Rusev to give, be that showing who he is in this gimmick of his. I like it a bit more than I liked his other one, although I did like Rusev when he was in WWE, don't get me wrong. But this one is serious and it's very dominant. I don't know how I'm going to explain this, but it's on a different level for sure, a different type of aura. And Shinsuke Toizawa, he also, that right there, that moment, I don't know what they gotta do, if they gotta go to SmackDown. I have no idea. I don't know if they gotta break them up, but Alpha Academy be just taking L's. They just take L's on top of L's, man. I feel bad for them, but they really help. They help they help out these heels, because you gotta boo them. We gotta boo them there and get that reaction from the crowd. When Bronson Reed comes back, though, I need that match. I need Bronson Reed versus Rusev. Like, straight up, right when he come back. Right when he come back, I want that match. Gunther and Pat McAfee had a back and forth, and they had a face-to-face. I'll be honest. I think it's going to be highly entertaining. I do, because I miss Gunther. And that dominance that Gunther has, he got some aura. He has some aura, and it's very, the dominance really is, I don't know if attractive is the right word, because I'm not calling him attractive. I'm not calling him ugly either, but that aura of his is very, very attractive. Like, you're connected. Like, even if you want to boo the man, if you want to boo the man is too cool. The man's too cool. You cannot say anything like very bad about how he is a wrestler, because he does his job very well. Very well. Pat McAfee did say something about how Gunther has lost his passion. Gunther has lost the the drive and the love for it. But I would disagree with that, because every always shown that respect for the ring. No matter who he's going against, he has shown that respect, and especially that's what made him especially mad about Jey Uso, because he didn't feel as though he was really wrestling. That he was like, you're not treating this like it should be treated, like it should be respected. So I know when it comes Saturday, Pat McAfee's going to the nearest medical facility. I see it now. He's going to choke that man out. He's going to be purple. He might even be if they let him bleed, they're going to be bloodied. But our main event was Seth Rollins versus Jey Uso, and this was worthy of a first defense. And I will say this now, I do truly believe that Triple H was looking at a lot of the things people were saying about Logan Paul being Jey Uso's first defense, and it would have made it look, it wouldn't have legitimized Jey Uso as champion. This match legitimized Jey Uso as champion, and it put to bed a lot of things said about Jey Uso. It didn't help when it was said Jey Uso might not be that type of wrestler, but, you know, he entertains folks. That wasn't really helpful. But this match was very helpful. This match showed everybody what a lot of people already said about Jey Uso, is that he knows how to be a wrestler, and he is a great one at that. Him and Seth Rollins have great chemistry, and I will say this, Seth Rollins is really the guy that can go against anybody and make a good match out of anybody. Not saying that, I'm not saying that about like Jey Uso's charity work or anything like that. No, not at all. But I gotta give Seth Rollins his props. I gotta give him his dues. This match had me on the edge of my seat, because this match really made me excited of the future matches to come with Jey Uso and whoever it is. But also whatever relationship, whatever storyline they pursue with Jey Uso being champion and Seth Rollins, because this was just a little taste of what they're doing in the future. Sami Zayn coming out to help him out when it came to Braun Breaker. Surprise. I thought that man was in bed. What I really counted on was CM Punk, which he did come to help, because he got beat up last week. So I'm glad to see CM Punk to help out Jey Uso, because he needed it. Why would you have a match when you have Braun Breaker there to mess up that match? And he was going to mess up that match, and it was going to be done for him. So I was upset, but I'm glad that there was CM. I heard that music. I'm glad I heard Cult of Personality, because it would have been done for. But Jey Uso lives to fight another day, so I'm happy the night ended up well. Which brings the question if Jey Uso and Sami Zayn are going to be more involved in this whole Seth Rollins thing. I think it'll be important for the World Heavyweight Champion to be, so he sets it, but he needs to be dominant with it. He doesn't need to play around, none of that. And I saw that Logan Paul messed with Jey Uso. Hopefully we don't have to see that again anytime soon after Saturday. But y'all let me know how you feel about Raw. Give me everything I was feeling. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Bye.